I'll show you a project breakdown of the track, Slap, from CSS Compilation 1. All of the sounds in this track were created using only a single slap bass sample. First, I started by making the drum sounds. So, let's start with the kick. I've pitched the sample down quite a bit. Then, I applied a transient shaper to enhance the attack while reducing the sustain. Without a bunch of effects, it sounds like this. By changing the start point of the sample, you can get more variation in the kick sound. Next is the snare. I copied the kick track and started with the sample pitched up. The difference from the kick is that I added effects to give it a stereo feel. Like the kick, you can get different variations by shifting the playback position. Next is the hi-hats, or shakers. For the hi-hat sounds, my strategy was to add high frequencies using erosion and layer in some white noise. I used a bandpass filter to cut some frequencies in advance, which kept the highs clean. With the same idea, I made some snappy, clicky percussion sounds too. Since I wanted to keep the original sample's timbre, I added some noise while keeping the highs. This is just a first draft. Next, I worked on the tonal parts, like the bass. I recorded the bass I made like this and imported it into a sampler. Next is the pluck. I cleaned it up by cutting the highs, then created new high components with erosion and downsampling. I play them randomly according to the song's scale to make a long recording. I chopped and arranged this recording to use as an atmospheric pad. I use an M4L device called Tonal Flux to resynthesize sounds in any scale and create pad sounds. For the bass in the drop, I mainly controlled the amount of reverb wet and the level of distortion. For this bass, I manually ducked the volume. The kick in the drop is slightly different from that of the first half. I apply a reverb in parallel to add a roomy feel and draw volume automation for it. For the cymbals, I use the same approach as with the hi-hats, using heavy reverb and some filter work. Thank you for watching. Why not try making a whole track with just one sample?